video, I'm going to give you the full tutorial on how I use this Canva template to create a 30-day devotional to be sold on Amazon KDP. I turned this into this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. If you would like to use this exclusive template plus 7 other template designs, just click on that product link so that you can follow along with this video. Okay, so here's the template that I am going to be using. I want to just show you how it's broken up. So the first page is a dedication page. Next you have your contents page. Then you have like a page you can put like a word related to whatever the topic of your book is. And then you have like a little short story. Next you have take action steps, like 3 steps to take action. And then a reflections page. So this is 3 questions and a place to kind of doodle. And then you have a great quote that goes here. So you have 5 different sections. Like I said, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections. And the way that it's set up is you have a place for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different stories. So whatever that topic is, you can break it down into 6 different stories, and for each story you're going to have a place to take action. You're going to have steps that you can give them to take action, and then you're going to have a section that you can ask them 2 different questions for reflections, and then you have a great quote. And each section is set up the same way. So let me show you how I use ChatGPT. Let's say I just didn't really have the content, or I needed help with creating the content. Let me show you how to do it easily with ChatGPT. So let me hop over to ChatGPT, and I've already put in the different prompts, so I'll just walk you through what I've done. So I'm going to say that this devotional is going to be about self-love. So what I want to tell ChatGPT is to break down the art of self-love into 5 topics. So the 5 topics, that's here, okay? So let's see what it gives me. So it gives me self-awareness, knowing who you are, self-acceptance, embracing all parts of you, self-care, prioritizing your well-being, self-compassion, speaking to yourself with kindness, and then self-respect, upholding your worth. Okay, so there I have my 5 different topics. So now all I would need to do is go over. I can copy this first one, and let me go to this content section, and I can put the first topic here. Now I am going to have to stretch it a little bit so that it will fit, but I'll show you exactly how I do it. Okay, so you see how it goes all the way across. All that I would need to do is go to this, and let me get it closer. Go here, and we're going to erase some of the periods. So now, there you go. All right, and let's go to the second one. Now let's erase some of the dots here. And if you erase too many, don't worry. Just add it back by adding a period. Okay, so if it goes to the next line, let's see if we can stretch it. Okay, so this one, and I knew, I was afraid that this would happen, but if this happens, then let me show you how to fix it. So we're just going to put this on the next line. Okay, so all I did was I went to this line here, this line of periods, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'm just going to enter so that it goes to the next line. So now it's lined up correctly. Okay, so then of course I would need to add in some periods. Okay, and then let's go to the last. Okay, so now you see that I have my 5 different topics. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now I want to show you how I'm going to get a story for my first topic, okay? So let's go down. What I told it next is write a 69-word short story about self-awareness and give a good quote to go with the story. Okay, because that's the first topic, self-awareness, knowing who you are. Okay, so this is the story that it gave me. Maya always rushed through traffic, conversations, even her own thoughts. One morning she paused by a window and truly looked. The sky wasn't just blue, it was still. She realized she hadn't felt anything in weeks. That moment of stillness cracked her open. She started journaling, noticing, breathing. Self awareness didn't arrive loud, it whispered, "You're here, now listen." And then it even gave me the quote, "Silence is where self awareness begins to speak." Now, you don't have to use this word for word, but I think it did a great job. So, for example purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this right into the template as my first story. So, let me go ahead and grab that. So, I'm going to copy this. And then go back over to my template and go to my first story. And then I'm just going to paste. Okay. So now we would need to give this a title. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let me go ahead and get the quote. And then just put it here. And I'm going to leave unknown because it didn't necessarily tell us where this came from. And I'll put a space there. So there's my first story. Okay, so now let's go to the take action. Okay. And then as far as this, again, I didn't create a title. So this is what I'm going to do because I forgot to do this part. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to say create a good title for this story. And it's going to give you some options and you can kind of choose which one. So I think I like this one. You're here, now listen. So I'm going to copy that. Go back over and let's give it a title. Okay, so there we got our first story. We have a good little quote. And now let's get to the take action steps. So what I did after the short story, I said give 3 steps to take action after reading this short story. And then here it goes. It gives me the 3 action steps. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this first one. Step 1. Now it's up to you if you want to keep the step 1 or not. I think I'm not going to keep the steps. I'm just going to put the title like pause daily for 2 minutes of stillness and then put the description underneath. So you'll watch me just go ahead and copy and paste all of this in. Okay, so that's good to go. And you can kind of play around with spacing. I am a perfectionist, so I'm not going to take forever right now trying to figure that out, but you can play around with spacing. All right, so that looks good to me. So now we need 2 questions for reflection. So the next thing I asked is create 2 reflection questions from this story. And here's the 2 questions that it created. When was the last time I paused and truly noticed how I was feeling without distractions, expectations, or pressure to fix it? And I'm not going to read the second one, but you get the gist. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste those right into the template. And click on this and ungroup it first. And now go here and paste your first question. So you see how it's kind of a long question and it goes into the line. So I'm going to stretch it just a little bit. But then what I'll need to do is I can just move this question up a little bit. And then I may even move that up just a touch. And let's go to the next question. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to move this question up just a little bit so it's not running right into the lines. And then I probably will just move them down just a tad. So now I just need a quote to go here. So what I can do is I can say create another quote related to the short story above. And here's the quote. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to ungroup this. And then I'm going to play around with getting this quote. So I'll select both of these and kind of center it. Okay, so now I have my first story done. You can follow the same formula for each story. So I'm not going to go through all 6 stories for each section, but let's do one more, okay? So the first thing we do is we're going to say, let's see. Now you can even so write a 69-word short story about self-awareness and give a good quote to go with the story. Let's go ahead and fix this. Write a 69-word short story about self-awareness and give a good quote to go with the story. And let's also say give it a good title. And then so we went up here, and when it broke it down into the topics, self-awareness, knowing who you are, understand your strengths, values, and limitations. So let's take this first one. Let's copy that. And let's say write a 69-word short story about self-awareness. And let's paste in and understanding your strengths, values, and limitations. Okay, and give a good quote to go with the story. So let's see what happens. So there you have it. It gave us a great title, The Mirror in the Mess. And let's read this story. Elena kept chasing success in everyone else's lane. Marketing, baking, coaching, always exhausted, never fulfilled. One day she listed everything that made her feel alive: writing, teaching, simplicity. For the first time, her reflection looked honest. She wasn't failing. She was misaligned. She didn't need to be everything, just herself. I think that's awesome. And then the quote, it's clarity comes when you stop performing and start remembering who you are. I think that's perfect. So let's go ahead and copy and paste. Okay, awesome. So now it's already ready to give me the 3 reflection questions. You see, it says, would you like 3 reflection questions or action steps next? Because it remembers what we've already asked it before, okay? So we actually want the action steps. So let's type in action steps. And it's going to give us those 3 action steps. So okay, so now that those are done, now I want those reflection questions. So now I'll just say create 2 reflection questions from this story. Remember to ungroup them. First question it gave me is, what activities make me feel most like myself and how often am I actually doing them? I think that's awesome. And then the next question, am I chasing goals that align with my true strengths and values, or am I trying to fit someone else's definition of success? I think these are awesome questions. I'm actually pondering them myself. Okay, so let's go up. Now, this one's pretty long, so what you need to do is kind of move that out the way, and let's grab these lines and let's move them down a little bit, and now you can fit that right in. Okay, so that has taken care of this section. Now let's just give us a good quote. Okay, so we'll just create another quote related to the short story above. I'm going to go in, I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to put my quote here. Now, you are welcome to change the font and things like that. Okay. So, I'm not going to go through all 6 of these different stories and chapters. You get the gist. Now, this may take you a few days. It may take you one day if you just decide to sit there and binge and do it all in one day. Trust me, I do that on several projects of mine, but break it down into a few days so that you don't lose your mind, okay? So once you're done, I'll show you how to go through the next steps and get yourself uploaded to Amazon, okay? So once you have finished with editing everything, you got all your stories, your action steps, your quotes. Actually, let me show you what to do. Now, let's say for this first one that says love, I might just title this self-awareness. And then I'm going to space these lines, bring them all in. And I kind of just like it like this. I'm a little weird. You might not keep it this way. But you'll go through, you'll update each section. So self-awareness, this section, since this is the section 2, self-acceptance. So I might just put self-acceptance there. So let me show you. Well, that's super big. I need to make it smaller. Okay, so after you make all of your updates, you will want to go through and make sure that you get the pages right for your content. So self-awareness, this is technically, so you see it, this is page 2. So this is technically page 1. So self-awareness, it is on page 1. The next section, self-acceptance. Let's see. That should be page 26. So I believe I do have these numbered correctly. So that's 26. And then the next self-care should be page 51. $49, $50, $51. So yes, so all of these are actually numbered correctly. So if you keep everything in the order that I have it, then these numbers will be right, but it never hurts to double check. Remember to update your dedication page. You can use ChatGPT for this, or you can make your own dedication. I don't know how it would be to have ChatGPT write your dedication. I mean, you maybe can write it, yourself first, and then put it in ChatGPT and have it spruce it up for you. But your dedication, that's for you. You write that to whoever, dedicate it to whoever you want to dedicate it to. So once you are all done, you do want to give this a title. I always like to try to save things the right way. So I'm just going to title this Be Aware. This is just for example purposes. So be aware. And I'm going to have ChatGPT help me with this. Let's see. I have a devotional about self-care entitled Be Aware. Please give me a good subtitle to go with this. Okay, so this is just imaginary. I'm gonna call my book Be Aware, and then it gives me all these different subtitle options that I can use. So I think that's awesome. We'll get back to this, okay? So what I want you to do now is, once you are all done updating everything, and another thing, I like to keep this black and white since we are using Amazon KDP, and it helps to cut down with printing costs. When you do full color inside, it is going to cost you a lot more, which is going to cut into your profits. So I do recommend that you keep it black and white. If you want to change it to color, that's on you. Totally fine. But like I said, leave the color for the outside of your book for the cover, and just keep the interior black and white. So we're going to go and let's download this, and you want to download it for PDF print and choose CMYK. It's 127 pages, so just go ahead and hit download. So I have formatted the cover page for Amazon KDP already for you, so that you don't have to worry about doing that. You can just kind of open up my template and follow along. So that's what we're going to do next. Let's go ahead and create this cover. Okay, so I'm using this cover. And like I said, I want to call it Be Aware. Okay, so I'm just going to go right through. Let's see. Be aware. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. Got to keep that centered. Okay. You can change the font. So let me see what I may want to change this to. Okay, and now, so be aware. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick a subtitle. I think I like daily reminders to pause, breathe, and protect your peace. Put that here. I might change the line spacing a little bit here. Okay. And then I'm going to change the title here to Be Aware. And then for this, I'm just going to click on that. And I want to center it in the middle, just like that. And then I believe it's already centered on the page. So it's already centered. That's fine. So then we can do a great quote here. So I'm just going to grab one of these quotes. I'll just grab the quote that I got last, but you can choose your own. So make that bold. And then make this one bold. Okay, so now, oh, this should be unknown. All right, so now I want to look up peaceful woman. So I like her. So I can play around with using her. So let me stretch this a little bigger. And then I'm going to go to position and go to layers. And then I'm going to move her right above the image that's already there. And I'm going to kind of play around with positioning this. I think that's good. Okay, and I'm going to click on this one, the one that's there, and just delete it. Okay, so now I want to change the colors. Okay, so it can match her because the other colors match the other lady. So I'm going to click on the colors. You see that it'll pull some of the colors from the photo, so let's try that. And I think I really like that. And B, I'm going to make it this green color. My name, I'll make it the green color. And then the title on the side, I'll make it the green. And then for purpose, probably make that green and this green here. Now, look at that. It's all ready. So once you're all done with your cover page, I like to rename it, so be aware. All right. And then we're going to click on share, download, and click on PDF standard. I'm sorry, click on PDF print and choose CMYK and download. Now we're going to go over to Amazon KDP and we are going to upload this. Okay, so you're going to click on create and we're actually doing a hard cover. So create a hard cover. So we're just going to put in the book title. Okay, so now I'm going to put the subtitle in. It's not a series, so we don't have to select that. No edition number. Author, you just put your name there. We don't have any contributors, and a description. So for the description, you can also use ChatGPT if you'd like. So let's see. I'm going to do create an Amazon KDP book description for the book or the devotional where okay. Okay, so you'll read the description and see if it's good for you. If not, you know, you'll go back and update it. But this is going to work for now. So I'm going to copy this and I'm just going to put this description right here. Okay. And I own the copyright, so we'll select that. There's no sexually explicit images, so we'll select no. There's not necessarily a reading age, so I'm not going to worry about that. The primary marketplace, keep it at Amazon.com. Next, we are going to choose categories. I like to select, let's see, for this particular book, I'll do self-help. Let's see what the subcategory is. Personal transformation is good. Okay. Save categories. This is considered a low content book, so you want to choose low content book. Keywords are optional. We're not going to go through that here, but you can put keywords here and you can even click on this if you need assistance with choosing keywords. Or it can, you know, kind of tell you. So publication date, we're just going to keep this first option selected. Release my book for sale now. And then you're just going to hit save and continue. We are going to publish without an ISBN. We don't need an ISBN with low content books. All right, so we are going to keep the interior black and white with white interior paper. For this one, I want to do the white paper. I do like sometimes how the cream paper looks, but for this particular cover and this option, I want to keep the black and white the white paper. Okay, so for the trim size, it's not a 6x9, so let's select a different size. It's a 5.5 by 8.5 inch. We'll do bleed. The cover, I particularly love to do the matte. I just do, that's what I love, but you can choose glossy if you like. Now, upload manuscript. This is going to be the interior pages of your devotional. So you save the devotional to your computer, go find that, and then we're going to upload that. Next, you're going to select upload a cover you already have and upload your cover file, and just go find your cover file and upload that. Okay, so next it's going to ask you about AI generated content, and we did use AI to assist with the text. Okay, so you will go ahead and select yes for that. So you will select what applies to you. So for the text, some sections with minimal or no editing, some sections with extensive editing, entire work with minimal or no editing, entire work with extensive editing. So whatever applies to you, you will select. Okay, just don't overthink it. Just do what works for you, or what you feel applies. And then it'll ask you what tool. We did use ChatGPT. No. All right, so images, none. Okay, so now the next thing you're going to do is hit launch previewer. This can take a little while, so don't navigate away from the screen and just wait for this to go through. Okay, so if there's anything wrong, then Amazon KDP is going to tell us here. Right off, I can see that I don't like that the unknown is underneath the barcode. So something I would go back in and fix is I would make this smaller and move this up. And then this be aware, it looks a little close to the edge like this. So I would make that a little smaller so that it's not touching this red. So I'm going to do that right now, okay, so that you can see it. I'm going to take this be aware and I'm just going to make it a little smaller. Kind of line that back up, okay? And then this, I want to make this smaller. Might stretch it out a little bit. And then take unknown and put it up here, okay? Because like I said, I don't like this touching the red lines. I think that may get flagged. And then this is underneath the barcode, so we don't want that. So let's go back over to our cover, and I'm going to download this again. PDF print, download. Okay, so we're going to just exit the print previewer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this cover section. So I'm going to upload the cover file, and this is the one I want to use now. And then it's going to just ask you, it looks like you've uploaded a new manuscript or book cover, and you're just clicking this to confirm that your answers are still accurate. Okay, so then hit launch previewer. Okay, so this looks much better. I'm not worried about the title extending out to this red line. I think this will be good to go. So you can take a look at the interior. Make sure everything's good to go. Like I said, if there is anything wrong, Amazon KDP will flag it and it will not let you approve it. So let's go ahead. It's all good. It all looks good. Go ahead and hit approve. Now, your printing cost is $7.17 per book. Okay. So now you're going to go ahead and hit save and continue. And now you're going to price it out. So since it's a hardcover, I would say $25. It's going to give you a royalty of $7.83. All right, so once you've updated this page, you're just going to go ahead and click publish your hardcover. You can always get a proof also, okay? So you can get a printed preview of your book before it goes live. You can check for printing errors, and if everything looks correct, you can order author copies once your book is available on Amazon. So for author copies, you can offer them, or you can order them at the print cost. So you can order it at like $7.17. And let's say you want to allow people to purchase it directly from you and you ship it out. You have that option. You can, take the profit, the in between. Some people do that. I like to stick with just letting Amazon handle all of the printing and shipping. But do look into author copies if you are looking to go to like a live event or something like that and have some copies on hand and sell them that way. Okay. So once you've filled out everything on this page, you're just going to click publish your hardcover book, and then it's going to let you know that your book is going to be checked with the KDP's guidelines, and it can take up to 72 hours before the book becomes available on Amazon. So now you've gotten it all done. Thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're finding value, and check out some of my other videos.